This was so special for me. First of all, to just have something that reminds me of where I come from, of my country and my culture out there on court, because I feel like that's what makes me special, is where I come.
I think the day before my final or the night before, and my agent sent me over this kind of PDF, and it was the presentation of this Sampaguita project that Nike had made. I was like 2 nights before my match at Wimbledon, and it was so beautiful. It was like the message behind it was great. I felt that it fit me so
Alex
much.
Eala just sent shockwaves across the internet, and it didn't come from a match-winning shot or a ranking breakthrough. Instead, it happened during a podcast appearance, where she sat across from Jessica Pegula, smiling, before casually dropping an announcement that instantly ignited excitement among Filipino fans and sparked one of the biggest commercial surges Nike has seen in Southeast Asia in recent years. The moment she revealed that the Sampaguita collection was officially launching, everything changed. At the same time, Aryna Sabalenka, the world number one, a two-time Australian Open champion and one of the most dominant forces in women's tennis, was left facing a very different kind of moment. Not the frustration of losing a match or slipping in rankings, but something more unsettling, the sense of being overlooked. After years with the brand, and even pushing for a personalized line, seeing Nike hand a massive deal and regional spotlight to a 20-year-old rising star wasn't just disappointing. It was a defining moment that likely hit hard to understand how things escalated this quickly. You have to go back to that podcast with Pegula. Normally, when two top players sit down for a conversation, it draws attention, but no one expected this level of impact. Right in the middle of that discussion, Eala confirmed that her Sampaguita collection with Nike was going live, and the reaction was immediate. Across the Philippines, physical stores were overwhelmed within moments, while online platforms struggled to keep up with the surge in traffic. Fans who had been following her journey with pride didn't hesitate. They showed up in massive numbers, turning a simple announcement into a full-blown commercial wave that caught the entire sportswear industry off guard.
I was just so happy to be there, and I was like wearing my little flower, and then oh my
Early
gosh.
projections for the Sampaguita collection alone were estimated to reach somewhere between 1 million and 5 million in just the first week. That kind of number, especially from a single merchandise drop by a player who hasn't yet captured a WTA 1000 title and only recently broke into the top 30 in March 2026, goes beyond normal expectations. It feels like a full-blown phenomenon. And once you actually see the collection, it becomes clear why the reaction was so strong. The standout piece is a clean white shirt set against a rich green backdrop, featuring the Sampaguita flower at its center. But this isn't just any design detail. The Sampaguita is the national flower of the Philippines, symbolizing identity, heritage, and a deep sense of home. Combined with Eala's signature hairband and matching white footwear, the entire collection feels less like standard merchandise and more like a cultural expression. Nike didn't just release apparel. They crafted a story, and Filipino fans embraced it instantly, both emotionally and financially. Eala herself showed genuine emotion while talking about the collection during the podcast, describing the Sampaguita inspiration as a deeply personal and proud moment. That authenticity is what drives everything. When Eala feels excited, her fans mirror that energy. When she expresses pride, millions of Filipinos feel that same connection. It's not something that can be artificially created in a boardroom. It's a natural bond between athlete and nation, and it's exactly what turned this launch into something much bigger than just a product drop. It's something that feels entirely natural, genuine, and hard to slow down. Nike has clearly been building toward this moment step by step. With every major tournament, they've rolled out themed collections tied to the Philippines, creating momentum and driving excitement ahead of each appearance. And with every new release, the response has only grown stronger, showing that the demand from Eala's fan base keeps expanding. Then, just before Miami, Nike made an even bigger move. They launched a full gallery dedicated to her, showcasing defining moments from her tennis journey. Not just a simple promotion or online campaign, but an actual physical space built around her story. That says a lot about how seriously Nike is investing in Alex Eala. Then came the contract details, and they were massive. Reports pointed to a deal worth around $45 million over 3 years, with additional performance bonuses that could push it even higher. On top of that, she's positioned as a key face for Nike across the Southeast Asian market, complete with custom outfits, global campaigns, and full-scale superstar branding. It's the kind of treatment usually reserved for athletes who've spent years at the top, yet Eala is receiving it at just 20 years old, and it reflects the cultural impact and connection she has already built. Nike moved quickly this time, and there's a clear reason behind it. They didn't want to repeat past mistakes, like when rising golf star Nelly Korda gained momentum and another brand stepped in at the right moment. That experience clearly stuck. With companies like New Balance and Adidas reportedly showing interest in Eala, Nike wasn't going to take any chances. They recognized her value, understood the massive global support coming from the Filipino community, and acted decisively to secure her. Now, looking at Aryna Sabalenka, the situation becomes even more striking. For years, she had been pushing for better recognition from Nike, specifically asking for custom outfits that matched her status as the world #1. Despite her achievements, those requests were turned down. A top-ranked player and Grand Slam champion was essentially told she wouldn't be getting that level of personalization. Then, almost immediately after, Nike handed a massive deal, full branding push, and regional spotlight to a much younger rising star. That contrast sends a very loud message. Sabalenka herself has even acknowledged that custom-designed outfits are no longer part of her arrangement with Nike, which only adds to the weight of the situation. She has reportedly even tried reaching out to the brand directly, attempting to repair what's left of the relationship, but all signs seem to point in one direction: an exit. A partnership built over years of success and top rankings now appears to be fading at the exact same time that Eala's deal with the brand is hitting its peak. The irony is hard to ignore. Aryna Sabalenka is still winning. She defended her Miami Open title in 2026 and remains the world #1. On the court, her dominance hasn't changed. But off the court, everything feels different. Because Nike isn't just about apparel, it's a statement. It signals who the brand is backing, who they see as the future, and where they're investing their global influence. Right now, that spotlight is clearly on Eala. What Eala has built goes beyond trophies, and that's what makes this shift so powerful. Sabalenka's achievements are undeniable, but they don't automatically translate into the kind of cultural momentum Eala is generating. Fans are lining up just to watch her practice sessions. At the Australian Open 2026, even an early round match featuring a player outside the top 30 drew global media attention because of the overwhelming support from Filipino fans who showed up in huge numbers. The Sabalenka collection sold out almost instantly after being announced, reflecting a level of demand that's rare even among top-tier athletes. This is a different kind of influence, one driven by identity, connection, and national pride. And at just 20 years old, Eala is only getting started. The titles will come, and the rankings are likely to follow. And when that happens, what Eala has already built on the commercial and cultural side could completely reshape the business side of women's tennis. This isn't just about one moment for Aryna Sabalenka. It's about witnessing the future arrive faster than expected. A future represented by Eala, standing in a simple white design with a green backdrop and a flower that carries deep meaning for over 100 million people. The Sabalenka collection feels like just the starting point, and the rest of the tennis world is already trying to keep pace. Now we want to hear from you, because this conversation goes beyond just one perspective. Did Nike make the right decision by backing Eala instead of giving Sabalenka what she had been asking for? And when it comes to Sabalenka, does she deserve more recognition from a brand she's represented for years, or did things naturally move in a different direction? Here's the bigger question. Do you think Eala will live up to that massive deal and become one of the most commercially powerful athletes in the history of women's tennis? Or could this momentum slow down if the results on court don't match the hype? Drop your thoughts below. The discussion is open, and this is one of those debates that's only getting more intense.